why email is so important for you. It is literally the lifeblood of your business. You probably don't check your emails all that often, probably don't read every single one. That's why frequency is really important. If we're looking at a cold email context, we need to keep things light, keep things succinct, and keep things very brief and to the point. In cold emails, we do like 3 or 4 different emails to someone cold. With database emails, we'll have a whole series that might be up to 12 emails that we'll write for a single offer. With email marketing to your database, a very different context. You want to have a bit of a cadence there. You want to have a rhythm there, which offers value, then more value, then more value. Welcome to the Results-Based Marketing Podcast, the podcast for business owners looking to leverage wildly profitable and cutting-edge marketing, lead generation, and lead nurture campaigns in their business. I'm Simon Cryer, the founder of Automate Convert, where we've literally helped clients generate millions, hundreds of millions of dollars using the exact strategies that I'm going to share with you in this podcast. So if you want to automate, convert, and dominate your industry, you're in the right place at the right time. Let's get started. Thanks for being here. Hey guys, welcome back. On this episode of our podcast, I'm going to do my very best to condense 20 years of email marketing, crushed and condensed down into 10 minutes. Stick around, you're going to have a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll give you a ton of value. So email marketing, I want to break it down into 2 different subjects. One is cold email, people who don't know you from Adam. Another one is your database, people who know you somehow or somehow in your ecosystem. I'm going to start with a couple of things here. Firstly, why email is so important for you. It is literally the lifeblood of your business, and the goal of your emailing should be to have conversations with people. So we're not going to be asking for someone's hand in marriage on our first date. We want to have a conversation, have a first date, and keep it light, keep it easy to say yes to. So if we're looking at, say, starting at cold email, here are a couple of elements that you need to think about. Firstly, we need to think about your target market, like who are you going after? So you might look at procuring a list of a couple of different ways. One, you might purchase that list of your ideal target markets, or you might be able to go and scrape a list, like a little known database like LinkedIn, where you might be able to say, I want a chief technical officer for companies of this size who have this many employees. That's my ideal and most profitable customer. Okay, so now that you've got your list, you need to be talking about what are you going to do to resonate to them. In a cold email context, we're going to be talking about firstly the subject line. What is something that's going to resonate, something that's going to pique someone's interest? So the subject line is basically the headline for your email, right? So that's the thing that draws them into the body copy of your email. If we're looking at a cold email context, we need to keep things light, keep things succinct, and keep things very brief and to the point. No massive storytelling here, no hyperbole, not even really sales-ish type conversation. Frank, succinct, to the point. And so it might be, hi, I noticed that you are in this industry, performing this role. I'm wondering how you're going, or curious how you're dealing with a problem, a challenge that they might have in their industry. It might be like rising staff costs. It might be whatever the pain points your market is facing right now. Then there might be a bit about who you are and the solutions that you provide for businesses. I own a company called blah, and we specialize in helping businesses with this, benefit, and benefit. And then the question might be, I'm wondering if that's a priority for you right now. Just a question mark, and then leave it at that. So the reason why we're doing that is we're just trying to get two-way conversation and dialogue going. Or your next email might be, would you like me to send you some more information on this, right? That type of thing. Or you might want to even drop in a few credibility statements of companies of a similar nature, size, and scope that you've worked with in the past. Or it might be a range. We've worked from high-end companies like McDonald's and Hungry Jack's down to small cafe mum and dad owners as well. So that type of thing. Yeah, the whole goal is to put an email sequence together. No more one-hit wonders, but you want to have maybe 2, 3, or even 4 emails that go out to a cold market. And the purpose of that is to generate a conversation. My favorite question is, would you like me to send you through some more info about that? And that's a great conversation starter because it's easy for someone to say yes to. So you want to make it easy to do business with, not difficult to do business with, right? So I'm not going to invite someone on a Zoom call because their perception of a Zoom call might be, gosh, I'm going to be stuck on a Zoom call for about an hour and I'm going to have this strategy session, which is just going to be a pitch fest. It's going to consume all my time. So it's like, hey, would you like me to send you some more information? Easy to say yes to. And then on the flip side of that, I would send another email, say, hey, why don't we just chat on the phone briefly, and then I can figure out what information to direct you to. Now I have the appointment, and now I've accomplished the goal of cold email, which is getting face-to-face with someone. So nothing replaces talking to faces, whether it's on Zoom or whether it's on a phone call or whether it's in person. That's the purpose of cold email, is to get you in front of your most qualified, ideal, profitable clients. Hey, if you're a business owner making between 1 and 5 million a year and you want more consistent qualified leads to grow your business, then why don't we have a complimentary chat? I'm looking to personally invest $26,000 into 7 individual businesses right now who are serious about scaling. Book in a call with me and my team using the link in the show notes below to see if you qualify. Now back to the episode. Now with email marketing to your database, a very different context. You want to have a bit of a cadence there. You want to have a rhythm there, which offers value, then more value, then more value. Gary Vee talks about jab, 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 right hook, which is give, and then ask, right? So give value, give insight, give some tips or strategies or techniques like we do on this podcast, and then ask with an offer. You might say, hey, why don't we get on a call together and discuss how you might want to implement this, and this into your business for 2025. Database marketing gives you a lot more scope to tell stories, to inject elements into your email copy, which might be firstly a compelling headline. Secondly, you might have a story about a client. Now, these guys know you, so the context is different. So you can take a bit of time to build some authority, why you're the best at what you do, tell some stories, bring some testimonies, have some social proof, and then craft an offer. So you want to have your offer there and then showcase your offer that you've crafted. There's a previous episode on here on YouTube on how to craft an irresistible Grand Slam offer, so go and check that out. But when you showcase your offer, you want to inject another couple of elements. So you want to have some urgency and some scarcity. Why is this exclusive? Why is it a limited offer? And then the last part of your email, you want to have some testimonies and then a call to action. Here's where to go for some help. Let's get you into a consultation. Let's get you into a strategy session. Or it might be just to buy, depending on if you're selling high ticket or not. If you're selling something which is north of $1,000 or $2,000, then maybe you want to sell that by appointment. If you're selling something less than that, maybe they can go straight to buy. Or you might be selling a webinar, which has got urgency and scarcity built into that thing right there, right then. So there are a couple of things to consider with your email marketing to your database. All right, so a couple of things. I want to talk about frequency. We went to a business and there's a testimony here or a case study that we did recently on how we did $2.5 million worth of revenue for a client of ours who'd been through 4 different digital marketing agencies with 0 results to show. We created like that 7-figure income stream from them just from email. And that's why email marketing is so important for you. So the things that were really cool about that was that firstly, we know that if you're anything like me or the rest of the world, you probably don't check your emails all that often. You probably don't read every single one. That's why frequency is really important. In cold emails, we do like 3 or 4 different emails to someone cold. With database emails, we'll have a whole series. That might be up to 12 emails that we'll write for a single offer. So this client that did $2.5 million worth of revenue the previous year, and the highest revenue year that they had in 18 years of business was just north of 500,000. I think it was 600,000 in 18 years. So when we did $1.2 million from their first email campaign, and then we did another email campaign on the back of that the following year and did 1.3, they were pretty impressed with that. And why? Because the first offer that they did, which was an end of financial year special, they sent 1 email to their database. So when we came along and sent 8, we had like multiple times the results. Scarcity, urgency, credibility, testimonies, limited offer, call to action, all the things, compelling, bundled offer, special offer, adding more value to the offer, really bundling up something that was super, super compelling. That's how you create a Grand Slam offer. One of the things also to consider if you're marketing to your database is closing off with a super signature. This is one of my favorite things to talk about. And it's like a really elegant way of getting out some value and then also asking for something else. Like, hey, when you're ready, here's 3 ways I can help you. The first way might be to subscribe to my YouTube channel. hey guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. The second way might be, hey, join our Facebook group or our community and ask questions and get support. Or it might be work with me as one of my private clients, things like that. So think about your business and how you can create a super signature for yourself as well. So it might be, hey, like and subscribe and share our channel, or get on to our group coaching or our page, our community, or book in a time for a free consult to work with me privately and give you some strategy on how you can take your business from A to B, whatever. Something like that would be super cool for you to have as a super signature. One of the important things to do is do split testing. So what are the things you want to split test? You might want to split test subject lines. That's always a good idea. And get creative. Don't be lazy about this. So you can test long subject lines, short subject lines. I would test a subject line, which is, I think, really cool, which is, especially if it's someone that you don't know, on a cold email, try testing your first name, your last name, and your mobile phone number, because it's curiosity building, right? It's like, what the heck is that all about? And they know how to get to you, right? So I would split test different subject lines. I would come up with something that's curiosity building, something that has a little bit of intrigue. And so if we're solving a problem with cold email, which is rising costs of staff and rising costs of doing business, you might just have rising costs of staff and business overheads, question mark, something like that. It's just like, what is that about? So that curiosity factor is going to pull people into reading the body copy of your email. But you want to test that. Test long copy in your main copy, test short copy. And you're going to have maybe in your database marketing different segment lists depending on where people are at different stages. Like, have they purchased from you before? Then you've got a whole nother level of credibility, right? If they haven't purchased from you before, but they're just consuming your content, then you might have a different message to market match for those particular emails. And always remember that the goal is to sell conversations. We're not selling anything else but the first date. Get them on the phone, get them to reply. You don't want them to buy necessarily just yet. We want them to respond. That should be the goal of all of your communications and all, in my opinion, of your marketing. Happy marketing, guys. I hope this has been of awesome value to you, and I can't wait to get on the next podcast with you. Like and subscribe and share this with someone who's doing email marketing right now. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in to Results-Based Marketing. If today's episode gave you valuable insights into maximizing your marketing efforts, we'd love your support. Please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And don't forget to subscribe on your favorite platform. Let's keep the conversation going. Connect with me on socials at Simon Cryer. All the links for me are in the show notes below. And happy marketing. Thank you so much for your attention.